All right, guys, welcome to Ship Chasing. We had to bring the odd couple back. You know, Ben has now become a regular member of Ship Chasing, but Leone, his bickering partner from Establish the Run, is joining us tonight. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well. Excited to bicker with Ben. I mean, there's nothing I like to do late on a weeknight than get into some arguments with Ben over really fine differences.
Yeah.
I love how he's always above it. I mean,
I just said I love it.
Always above it. He's always looking down on me.
We can't start so early.
Participate.
You haven't even been introduced.
Ben's now nitpicking my intro. I don't even know.
You don't miss a chance to get up on a high horse about it. I love it.
Leone's new move is like in our private chat in Discord is he like says something like super inflammatory and vaguely mean, and then he sends a GIF that says "take the bait," and then Gretch every time takes the bait.
He takes it.
the GIF was like invented for me and Ben, like for me to use with Ben. I've used it on Twitter before, and it just it pops right into my mind.
So let the people know, what have you guys been arguing about lately?
Wait, can we go back to the GIF thing too? Because I want to argue about this as well. Like, just because he throws the GIF out there doesn't mean I'm taking. Like, I want to argue about the point. Like, what am I supposed to do? Walk away and let him win?
No, you're supposed to.
This is why it's so easy.
Let the people know though. What have you guys been arguing about? What's been the point of contention?
Man. What was the one yesterday we were arguing about?
My
the
God,
NFL draft.
The NFL draft, I was out. I was kind of going back and forth with you guys, sharing some thoughts, and then I was just like, "This is awful. You guys can have it."
Yeah, Pat just tapped out. He was like,
"I tapped out," and you guys were fine without me.
The shark.
You didn't mind at all.
Yeah, and I'd also like to apologize on behalf of Eric, who is now our social media manager. Shout out Eric. He has also apparently started to welcome everyone in the Discord with an argument about whether aliens exist. It wasn't when we talked about kind of the responsibilities for introducing people to the server. It wasn't what I personally had in mind. It's kind of just what he's chosen to do, and I'm just going to trust that his unorthodox welcomes and introductions are going to work out in the long term for our community. So, Eric,
I feel like Eric has thrown the line to me just even with saying that, and I'm really trying to not talk about.
Well, so it sounds like you guys are in a bit of a tiff right now. What's going on?
It's over aliens, man. I mean,
no. Put the GIF up real quick before Leone gets started. And now he has to choose whether to actually respond to that or he's the sucker.
I mean, do you want me? I could go in on this.
I'm just curious because I missed this. I was on a podcast right before this, and
I'll allow 1 minute on aliens. Go.
Yes, 1 minute. Let's go. Taking the bait, hook, line, and sinker. All right, I think there's uncertainly aliens out there somewhere. When you look at the amount of planets that are in the observable universe, it's an absurd number. Eric's argument is the chances of life ever evolving like on Earth is just so phenomenally low. Like if like microseconds were different, there wouldn't have been intelligent life on Earth. So he thinks that the fact that there's all these planets, like that's inconsequential because the odds of it occurring were so low. I have a Bayesian thought process combining the two, though, which is we only know of one planet where there's Earth-like qualities, and that one planet has sustained life. So, like, not that I think there's anywhere near 100% hit rate on Earth-like planets, but the combination of like what are the odds that we only know of one planet with?
That's been about 60 seconds.
Do we even know
to theorize on aliens on a fantasy football show? I mean, this is what happened the other day. We were talking about the draft. He goes, "I've been reading Super Forecasters the other day. Let me tell you how this all applies to my recent book experience," and then just started going off on Super Forecasters.
Do we even know for sure that life only arose here the once? Like, was it one freak event? Because there's like random like lava stuff down in the ocean that has life living around it that isn't feeding off the sun. Like, we don't is the answer to the question. Like, how rare is it for life to spontaneously emerge over billions of years?
I really hope there's someone tuning in tonight for the first time. They've never heard of the show. They saw Leone's going to be on it. They saw Best Ball Draft was going on. They clicked the link, and they're just deeply embedded into conversations about aliens.
Also,
I mean,
like,
I
it's
think
never
that the
bad
aliens
to
are
tell
like
CSU
single cell
Rams,
organisms,
like-
but
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't anticipate this getting as deep. I didn't know. Pat, I thought you were fishing for Leone, but apparently you also want to.
no,
talk
I'm
about
genuinely curious, and also hoping Leone would get heated.
Yeah, we are gonna generally, I think going forward, we'll keep the alien talk to the Discord. On the show, we will try to mainly talk about
Eric
football.
says, "Pat, hit my DMs." I'm afraid to hit your DMs, dude.
Dude,
Your
dude,
pinned tweet is "aliens don't exist." I
Yeah.
think I'm good.
it.
Eric's DMs are like the anti-Area 51. You don't want to know what's going on in there. All right. So the plan for tonight was to do a rookie mock draft. Here, we're all starting to get more familiar with this class. I'm speaking for myself, and also do some of these underdog drafts, which I am now an investor and an influencer for. Full disclosure, they have this sophomore freshman tournament up. And we were going to do a couple of those as well. So, Pat, do you want to get us kind of kicked off here with a rookie mock? Are we going to do a Superflex tight end premium version?
Yeah, I think that was the idea. Superflex tight end premium. I mean, yeah. Are you saying
Do you
I
have
have
a
the
wheel?
101? Is that what you're
No.
saying? What are you saying? What are you saying?
There's no wheel prepared?
You want a wheel? I'll give you a wheel.
Yeah, and I want you to mess with the odds and make it funny.
I heard that. I want to learn your guys' competitiveness. This is important.
Be funny, Pete. Nothing like telling someone to be funny.
Wait, are we doing Gretch? You want to do rock, paper, scissors?
We can do the wheel. The wheel. It's hard to do rock paper.
I actually
scissors
do think
with
we should do
people.
rock paper scissors, given that it's a key component of at least one organization's draft strategy.
I feel like this is going like, are we doing best of 7? I mean, this is gonna be another 20 minutes later.
Okay,
we have
quick
our
round
draft.
robin.
All right, so Pete's already out because he's not competitive. So
Yeah.
you guys are competitive. Pete has a 104. Let's go. Rock, paper, scissors.
A lot of value at 104.
Okay,
Knock
let's go,
yourselves
Rick.
out.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I
Scissors,
can't see
paper.
Leone's hand. We
All right.
all.
It's a draw.
All right, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
shoot.
Oh,
you're out.
I
God.
got the 103. All right, me versus Mike. What I've always wanted.
Rock, paper,
Rock,
scissors.
paper, scissors, shoot.
Shoot.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
let's go. Rock, paper,
Rock,
scissors,
paper,
shoot.
scissors, shoot.
You're fucking cheating. What are you so slow?
Oh my God.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right, Pat was doing a good job of saying it. Pat, you say it for us. We'll
All
go
right, fine.
on your cue.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Wait, I wasn't ready for that.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, it's great.
10 wins.
Leone, how about them apples?
Taking it down.
This is such a weird spot because normally I'm the one on shows kind of like taking it away from like the fantasy football content or whatever. And here I am just like desperate to get to this rookie draft. And I really think we could just talk about aliens and play rock, paper, scissors all night and we would just all be fine.
Well, I honestly had a suggestion that we actually do a galaxy draft over which galaxy is most likely to host aliens.
Oh, I like that. Galaxy draft, dude. How do we tell who won, though?
Yeah.
Where does Andromeda go? I don't know.
What yeah, someone please, Eric, your job as social media coordinator is to get some gifs of these guys throwing rock, paper, scissors here. All right, so did Gretch win the 101?
Yeah. And
Brett's
I
got
made a
the
little
101.
board. I sent you guys a link that we can actually people can watch it.
Okay.
Do you guys want that?
Yeah,
No?
share your screen.
Yeah.
Oh, share my screen.
Yeah.
That's how this is gonna work.
Yes.
I'm the worst at it. Are you guys even in the? Okay, I'll just share it. That makes sense. The boomers sharing the screen. Would I go to Chrome tab?
Oh, my God.
What do I do?
What is
Oh my
share? I mean, there's 5 options. One is share.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, you made the bit. Wow, and it comes
wow.
preloaded with Trevor Lawrence.
Oh,
I
what?
just
Are you
typed it
going
in there,
to color
baby.
code by position the whole way through?
I threw some conditional formats on there real quick. I've
That's
done this
pretty sweet,
before over at CBS. We
pretty
used to do
great.
these pick by pick things for the for the magazine, so we had to do them in here. Oh, did I make this too small? Now screen too. How do you? I still want to see your guys' faces. Oh man, I'm such a boomer. All right, Leone's up. The 102.
Put it on your monitor on the ceiling.
This is where
I could put you guys on the monitor on the ceiling. All right, I'll do that.
Gretch, are you going to just talk about conditional formatting or why you took Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
Do I have to explain why I took Trevor Lawrence?
All right, fine. Don't explain.
Are we just all going to make picks and not say anything about it?
I mean,
Sounds
the
like
Trevor
be a lot of
Lawrence
fun.
pick doesn't need to be explained. Let's be honest.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take Justin Fields at 2. You know, some uncertainty where he goes. I think the ceiling there is just as good as Lawrence's, maybe even better. But obviously, there's more
I can't
risk.
figure out my ceiling screen. So
this guy's a
All right.
disaster.
In an actual draft, it's getting to the point where I think I would take Jamar Chase, especially if I had picked later. But I just continue to beat the drum that we're going to have a highly drafted quarterback who's got elite rushing upside and a big arm. I'm taking Trey Lance.
Hang on. Wait. This draft doesn't snake draft?
no, it's a rookie draft.
So you just get the first round in every round?
No, you can make it snake. Just
We're
go
just
2
gonna
in a
go
row.
every other pick all the way through. Fine, we can snake.
Just snake
You
it
wanna
at the
double
end.
pick?
Wow. Just go backwards.
All right. As long as you acknowledge that in this hypothetical mock draft universe, I won the championship last year, and that's why I have to have the last pick.
Yeah, you also got 5th and 9th.
Thank you. Okay.
Pat, who did you take?
I took Trey Lance.
All right.
Who by ADP is probably not the move. You probably take Chase here and then you try to get Lance later, but I'm taking
You
Lance.
can't really ADP a rookie draft though, unless you trade down. Can we have trades? Can we trade down?
No,
Yeah.
I can't. We want to get some other drafts in here. You're going to trade with Gretch. It's going to take the next 20 minutes.
All right. I'm going to take Jamar Chase. Pat told me he's a generational prospect. He's better than CeeDee Lamb. Would have been the best prospect in last year's class.
Sounds so excited about it.
Lock it up. Well, you guys just all fell over each other getting the quarterback, so you just left me to take the generational wide receiver.
Oh, conditional formatting already broke. Look at that.
No. I need it. What color is it? Is it yellow? Is it green?
How did you spell Jamar Chase down there? Come on, Ben.
I mean, I spelled it the same way. Oh, it's the apostrophe. It's always the apostrophe.
What color? What color? Green. It's so pretty.
All right, I'll take Kyle Pitts.
All right.
Yeah, green for receivers, red for running backs. Obviously.
Are you gonna explain Kyle Pitts, or is every pick just so self-explanatory for you?
Kyle
Picks are
Pitts?
so much better than everyone else's. It just doesn't need to be stated.
Well, yeah. I mean, these are just I'm working you guys to this point, but yeah, Kyle Pitts. Everyone is concerned.
You had the 101.
Things are going well for me.
You had the 101.
About Kyle Pitts being a tight end and the tight end hit rate. You keep seeing these tweets that are like, here's the last however many, first round tight ends, all that stuff. I'm not completely discounting that. I think there is elements to the position that matter or that cause those concerns, like particularly the blocking, obviously. But I do think in pretty much any situation, not just with these tight ends with Kyle Pitts, when you look at broad analysis and try to fit in someone who's pretty clearly an outlier, you miss massive ceiling. You miss the potential for, legitimately generational players. Kyle Pitts profiles as a legitimately generational player, both production-wise, athleticism-wise. People say he's closer to a wide receiver. That's not even really the point I would make. The point is that I don't think he's similar to most of the other tight ends that make up those things. And I thought that about OJ Howard. I'll readily admit that, and a lot of other guys. But Pitts is somebody that I will discount.
This time it's different.
Broad-based analysis on a player like Kyle Pitts. I think you have to.
No, I have 3 things. One, I have OCD, and I need you to change the sheet 1 tab to draft.
SC draft, SC mock draft.
That was the first
Just anything but sheet 1.
Why?
2, I have no idea what to do with Kyle Pitts in redraft. And 3, my actual pick is going to be Zach Wilson, which is tough like him versus Travis Etienne. But I really feel like in Superflex rookie drafts, the chance to get some of these quarterbacks, and he's going to start from day one. He's almost guaranteed 3 seasons unless he's just absolutely awful. I also think he might run more than people think, kind of a la Josh Allen out of college, where he didn't run like a ton in college, but like he had those physical capabilities. Obviously, Allen's way bigger size-wise than Wilson, but I still expect Wilson to run, not as much as Lance and Fields, but a little bit more than people might think.
I love the Zach Wilson pick, man. He's going number 2 overall. He's going to start the entire season. He's got a huge arm. He's mobile, as you're saying. I think it's great. I will go with Travis Etienne.
Ugh. Huge tier break here.
Etienne sounds like he's getting some first-round buzz now, right? Silva's talking about that. It's kind of – we're also hearing that we might get Najee to the Steelers in the first round, but Etienne in the first round would be pretty exciting. I really like his profile, very explosive.
So this is a gross spot in the draft. Would you guys agree? This spot here?
Yep.
Yep.
Etienne's like a transition pick. I think he has to be 7th probably, but he's clearly ahead of 8 in my opinion.
I'm like torn. I'm a little more open to the Etienne Najee gap being not as wide as Pat and Ben have it, but yeah, it's a tier break.
Yeah, I can't do Harris after. I mean, it's like you're hoping for like Josh Jacobs at best case scenario is what we had talked about a few weeks ago, and that doesn't seem like.
I think your best case scenario is like Eddie Lacy before he got fat.
Okay, still not selling me. All right, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna take Devonta Smith. Stick with my double wide receiver strategy here. Looking at my guy Sean Siegel's ranks, he's pretty high on him. Despite I know a lot of the metrics guys aren't. Lots of talk about his weight going around here today. But I think he's just, dare I say, good at football. I'm just going to trust the tape that I've been watching,
It's funny we had 2 guys in this draft already with Devonta and Pitts where, the argument, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but the argument is that they are different than everything that's come before them.
Well, to defend Ben's pick a little bit, I mean, Pitts hits everything you want in a tight end profile. The issue is that tight ends are really hard to predict, and the guys who have hit everything we want in the past don't really pan out. The
but
guys
prospects
who
are prospects.
Yeah, I'm not dogging Ben's pick at all. I would have taken Pitts there too.
Pat, I think you make a good point, but prospects generally are hard to predict too, right? And I think to a certain degree, to Leone's point that a couple of these guys are different or whatever, no one fits into an easy box. I always say player comps are kind of silly. Like all these guys are new, sort of, you could have had issues with Justin Jefferson's BMI or size or, I don't know, skinny legs. I don't know. People make up issues with whatever. But
Justin Jefferson's thing was that he was, playing out of the slot, and he wasn't going to be able to play on the outside potentially.
Right. There's always a knock, and then some guys hit too. So you know what I mean? Like there has to be some flexibility and some context, and I don't know. I try not to be too rigid with it.
Yeah,
especially with something like a positional designation, because like is tight end, is it that?
Yeah, I guess I'm just saying like. Pitts is not a situation where we're like, wow, he's so big and he's so fast. Like, we're going to overlook all this production stuff. Like, no, his production stuff's off the charts. It's awesome. He's super efficient. Like, he has all that stuff. It's just that tight ends are really hard to predict generally.
So I'm going to take Williams here because I have him ranked higher, but Leone has convinced me a little bit to be slightly less bearish on Najee Harris and Pat to a degree too. I still think Williams has the higher ceiling, but Harris is going to get the capital, and if he lands in a place like Pittsburgh, I mean, he has the better shot at like a dream landing spot than Williams probably does. Williams has, a greater chance of being in like a committee and having to really earn it, but he has some incredible metrics, some incredible, broken tackles, and broke PFF's. What's the stat there, Pat? Broke PFF's record for broken tackles.
Missed forced tackles per touch, and I believe elusive rating. He was incredible.
I know Mike Renner on the ETR pod too was saying like that's the metric they care most about too. Like it's not just a random throwaway line.
He could easily be the best. he could honestly be the best player in this draft from a fantasy perspective, because he could be the best running back pretty easy. And then he's the guy that could be, when we look back next year, if he has a big rookie season, we're like, oh, he was the best. Usually after 1 year, a rookie is the one that's valued the highest. Not always, obviously Jefferson this year, but Taylor's right behind him. Williams could be that guy this year.
The other thing I like about Williams is that he was not like the receiving back in that offense Michael Carter was, but he had a better yards per route run than Michael Carter, and he was better in pass protection.
Yeah, so that's a great point you've made. So they had Carter, who's another NFL back, who was a good receiving back, and they used them in roles. That type of usage, like someone said here, he's just a first and second out back. I don't buy that type of usage will guaranteed follow Williams to the NFL level. It could, but the same thing could be said about Harris getting typecast into a big back role where he caught passes in college. Some of that stuff is just team dependent. Running back is an opportunity position. You'd like to have seen him catch more passes, but he was efficient, to your point, when he was catching passes, which you've always used as a big stat. So I'm not as concerned about Williams. I think the gap between Williams and Harris's like receiving profile is smaller than their actual stats in those categories.
Yeah.
I'll go Jalen Waddle here.
The chat's gonna lose their mind with us passing this much on Harris here. Everyone
You're
thinks
not taking
we're
Harris.
Harris.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I actually probably should take Najee. I want to
picks in, buddy. Picks in.
Picks in. Oh, he's redoing the pick.
Okay, all right, picks in. I made it. I kind of the way we've been talking, I like assumed Harris was off the board.
What's the point of having this color-coded big board if you're not reading it, Leone?
This is where like you get these biases, like what you pay attention to, you value more than you should, just because it's what you're paying attention to, and that's me right now with Waddle and his draft capital. I think there's a decent chance he's the second wide receiver off the board, and I'm more confident in the draft capital there than with Bateman. Terrace Marshall now has like the injury things, which is disappointing. So I think Pat noted in his article his yards per route run was 0.01 off Devonta Smith's, so super crazy explosive early declare. I feel pretty good about him.
Pat, yeah, I assume Waddle would have been your pick.
I actually think I might have gotten a little off my own rankings because I do have Waddle as the next wide receiver, and I was thinking about Bateman, assuming that Leone took Najee Harris, just because now with this Terrace Marshall stuff, like who benefits? I think Bateman benefits, and I think Elijah Moore benefits. Those are the guys who had a chance to sneak into round one. I think their chances just went up. I'm going to take Najee Harris, though. I'm going to stop the slide. I mean, he probably is going to be a first-round pick to the Steelers, it sounds like. And, he's got a decent shot at a workhorse role, and I think in a lot of drafts, he would have been gone around the 103. So this feels like pretty good value.
My laughter wasn't at you. I got a text from my next door neighbor who's a big fan of the show and just said, "What the hell is going on?" Alien emoji.
That was the person that I was wondering about. So Pat, just in the span of what is that, the 107 to the 111, you did a 180 on Najee Harris, cost adjusted. It's just too big of a value.
Adjusted, man. I mean, I took ETN, then Javonte Williams went, and then I took Harris, who is my running back 3, and I have ranked
Pat's only share of Najee Harris. He's got to get one.
Yeah, by my own rankings, I have Najee Harris would be the next guy. I have him ranked now over Waddle and over Bateman. I don't know that Bateman's going to get drafted in the first round. If Bateman does get drafted in the first round, then I may end up having him over Harris. But yeah, I'm just going by my ranks.
I just want to go to piggyback off what Pat said. In Schrager's latest mock draft update, which was today, he had Rondell Moore and Terrace Marshall falling out of the first round, and exactly what Pat says. He now has Bateman and Elijah Moore both being taken in the first round.
Which would be great for Bateman. I mean, I think it's very sound logic.
Yeah, I am going to take Bateman. I mean, would have loved to seen him come in a little bigger at his pro day. I still am pretty stoked on Bateman. Schrager pushing him up into the first round just gives me the kind of confidence to make this pick in this big spot here. So Bateman's the pick.
So is it back to me?
It's back to you, buddy.
He said he doesn't even wait for the response before he starts typing in his answer.
It should be back.
We're not snaking.
I'm taking Elijah Moore. Really good production profile. Might be limited to a slot role. I previously had Marshall ahead of him. I do wonder if the Marshall stuff is just what we always hear late in the process where teams want guys to slide. I don't think Marshall's going to go like past the midpoint of the second round. Like, I don't think he's going to fall.
I agree.
On. And so it's not like a new injury. It's just like, oh, he has some concerns from injuries he had that we already knew about. It seems a little sketch, but Moore and Marshall were close enough for me that I would take Moore over him now.
I moved Moore ahead of him in my ranks tonight.
And for the reasons you said too, like he could be a first round pick now and Marshall might not be. And so then I think you probably should have Moore ahead.
So I think I'm going to get killed on this pick, but I'm going to stick with the quarterback love at this point. I see, a little bit of risk with the Marshall stuff. So yeah, put Mac Jones on the board. Betting favorite to go third overall. How much does that mean anything? I don't know. If I had to guess, I do think he's the pick at third overall. And if that's the case, getting him at the 2-2 in a super flex is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I probably should have taken him over Moore. That's a miss on my part. I think that's a good pick.
It's boring, but like having a guy who's going to start in super flex for a few years is pretty important.
And we've just seen year after year the quarterbacks with the draft capital that get kind of lost in the rookie draft shuffle continue to produce. We've seen it with Herbert, we've seen it with Allen. These guys get overlooked because of the scouts or whatever, and then their fantasy smashes.
Yeah, rookie quarterbacks, it's like whether it's a startup draft or a rookie draft, it's like the opposite of when you buy a new car. It's like as soon as you drive it off a lot, it loses all this value. Like as soon as you draft the quarterback, they just like gain immense value. Like if you want to go, like if you had this pick and try to trade it, people are like, not that interested. And then you have Mac Jones, like, oh shit, I need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like it's this weird thing. They always seem undervalued in the startups. Mac Jones should probably, have gone. Well, I think he probably should have gone over Moore. It's tough to take him over guys like Bateman, but
that's what I was going to say. I think you should go 201, but you could make a case for as high as right after ETN, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think so.
I will take Terrace Marshall here. My write-up of him and my opinion of him has always been that he is a boom bust guy. He, has this profile, like a little bit of a contested catch type of thing. He's not like the world's best route runner, but he's really young. He is declaring early. He played with Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, which helps explain why his career numbers aren't that great. But his last season was incredible. Huge dominator rating, very efficient. So the ceiling on him remains intact. These injuries, as you guys are saying, they're not like these crazy injuries that he's now suffering with. It just lowers his floor if he has some lingering effects from those. But correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, these are injuries from a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think
so. They're not the type of thing that is post what we just recently saw of him.
When I first saw the report, I was like, "Oh crap, he got hurt in the pre-draft process. That sucks." But I'm pretty sure it's just like, "Oh, we found some stuff on his medicals," which, again, we're a week and a day away from the draft. That feels like we waited until 8 days before the draft to talk about this so that we can get his value to slip.
Yeah, Leone sent the report, and it was like Terrace Marshall popping, and he said he was like, "Oh crap." And all I saw was like Terrace Marshall and popping, and I thought like Terrace Marshall, like something popped. Like I literally thought he suffered a catastrophic injury. So hearing that, they're worried about some leg injuries from his sophomore year or whatever.
I guess it depends. Like, are they just bringing up random old injuries, or like are there lingering effects that they found that would be bad?
I mean, he ran a 4.4.
But it wasn't his knee. I think the worst thing is if a guy loses cartilage in his knee. Then it's like, well, you're going to have a pretty short career. That was the Todd Gurley thing. That was the Jay Ajayi thing.
I legit think it's Schadenfreude. How do you say that word? Schaden. Probably shouldn't choose a word that I don't.
I'm enjoying the Schadenfreude of watching you try to.
Yeah, that's correct use and pronunciation.
Once I actually read it, I was like, that's all this feels like, because he tested really well. He wasn't unhealthy this offseason before the draft. Guys have injuries in their background. He's not the only one. But like making it into a new report right before the draft, this happens every year. We just saw it with Fields today with the epilepsy thing. I mean,
right.
Teams like to do this stuff. It's shady.
I'm running to the podium. I'm going to select Rondell Moore. I'm the only true wide receiver truther on this board. Do you guys agree that he's the obvious pick here?
Yeah,
Yep.
he would be my pick.
I would have taken Rondell there.
Yeah.
I'm starting to run out of players that I know.
Yeah. Talk to me about it, buddy. I mean, it was either him or Pat Freierhelmuth or whatever.
Well, we made this Superflex tight end premium primarily so that we'd get 4 extra picks or 5 extra picks everyone knew.
As I've taken 3 quarterbacks, thank you, Superflex.
Hey, God, real quick, does anyone have any other updated thoughts on Rondell Moore? Is it still just like we're just hoping for a Yahtzee landing spot like the Bills or the Chiefs or something?
Yeah, it feels Go ahead, sorry.
I've gotten a little less bullish just looking at his ADOT and very, very low ADOT and feeling more like, yeah, we need the landing spot to come through here. I don't think it's just like Chiefs, Bills, like dream landing spots. I think there's some good landing spots. The Jets is one that I like, because he could potentially operate in a Deebo Samuel type role there, and they don't really have anyone else that could operate in that role. So that if they have in their minds that they want that in their offense, that would be pretty exciting. But yeah, he's just and the more I look at it, it's hard to imagine him being kind of a traditional wide receiver in the NFL.
Well, I don't think we saw that enough. I mean, I think he's a low floor, high ceiling guy, and team fit is a big part of it. Like we saw some of it, and he had a really strong dominator rating. But what was his ADOT? It was literally like 2. It was like a running back's ADOT.
It was below 3 one season, yeah.
Yeah, and so you're talking about, if you watch his tape, you're talking about a lot of jet motion tip passes, but that has become a staple in almost every NFL offense now. And I think if a team takes him and intends to use him like Deebo, especially in PPR leagues, those are free receptions. Like he could have an 80-catch rookie season really quick if somebody actually uses him that way. So I do think there's somewhat of a ceiling. Like he could be the guy who has a top 3 rookie wide receiver season this year as a rookie, if he's getting these free catches because people are trying to use him in that same type of role. And if he develops downfield a little bit, obviously the height's an issue, but he's built like a brick shit house. I mean, he's a monster. Have you guys seen this guy lift? Like he's
oh my God,
workout warrior. So I don't know. I'm not as concerned about the height because of how strong he is. And I think there is still a pretty significant ceiling, but I'm with Pat. I'm a little bit wary because we haven't seen the whole profile. And my philosophy, I've done 2 rookie drafts already. Didn't target him in those. I want to take him after the draft. I don't think people are going to go nuts and move him up if he gets a good landing spot because he is still 5'7", and people have worries about that. I can get my exposure post-draft if I like the landing spot. That's the way I'm looking at it.
I like that. His ADOT the final season was 2.6. That said, he was at 8.3 the year before that, 5.5 the year before that. So it's not like the 5.5 was this big breakout as a freshman. It's not like he was at below 3 his entire career or anything.
All right. He made some plays downfield too.
I wrote an article on ETR looking at like the hit rates by round and position of the past rookie drafts, kind of based on the first 2 seasons for a rookie from 2010 to 2019. And it gets definitely more in the line of descriptive than predictive. But one of the things that I thought was interesting was like that second tier of running backs in round 2 seems to be pretty undervalued. They actually, over the past decade, have really outperformed round 2 wide receivers, which I would have thought would have been the opposite. So I think there might be something to running backs that maybe are talented but have question marks or like don't end up in the best landing spot. So with that, I'll take an upside swing with Kenneth Gainwell, who Pat has as his 10th overall in non-super flex rankings.
Yeah, and he's interesting. One thing you noted in that I read that piece, Leone, was that it's dependent on draft class. And this is certainly one where the second round of running backs, to the extent that we would adjust for draft class, we would expect that less in this class. There's not like the right like size production fits. Like like Alvin Kamara was probably a second rounder, I think, unless in some drafts he was like a 111, 112. But like that guy obviously had feature back, size and potential. Gainwell doesn't, right, Pat?
I think he does.
Okay.
He's 201. He's not tiny. He's not a tiny little scat back. Like he could develop into a Kamara type of role, I think, or an Aaron Jones type of role. Like he's similar to LaShawn McCoy when he came in. He's actually a couple pounds bigger than LaShawn McCoy when he came in. He's 3 pounds lighter than Christian McCaffrey when he came in. So, it's not like he couldn't put on a little bit more weight. And he's a shorter guy, so if he put on a little bit more weight, all of a sudden he's kind of stout.
Bulky.
Yeah. So he could work as a, I don't think he's going to be like a workhorse guy, but because he's an incredible pass catcher, we don't need that.
Yeah. But to be fair, those comps you just gave are like the lightest productive running backs that exist.
Yeah. But he's
really
above
good
the
running
line. Yeah. If he was 186, which is kind of where I thought he'd be, then I would be way less bullish. But he opted out of this year. He was working out all year. And I just had my fingers crossed, like, for the last couple months that he was going to weigh in around 200, and he did. So I think the ceiling is higher than people realize.
Nice.
All right,
We
Pat.
kind of skipped Tylan Wallace too, but Pat talked about him a lot on last show. I think it was, or 2 shows ago. Tore his ACL, went back for his senior year, super productive. And I'm not discounting him going back necessarily because he did have an ACL tear. I think it's a pretty easy, context adjustment we can make. And he was productive before the ACL tear and very productive after. So I really like him too.
Yeah, I think draft position will be key with him because he's like a guy where you really want teams to feel comfortable with his recovery from the ACL. But it sounds like he's a good bet for day 2. So I like Tylan Wallace. I'm going to take Seth Williams here. He was like early on the guy I thought I was going to be super hyped on. And then I played it a little cool with him because I wasn't sure if he was going to go day 2 or not. And then Ben came on here and was like, "Why aren't we talking more about Seth Williams?" And I was like, I gotta up my Seth Williams love because he checks basically every box we're looking for. Big wide receiver in a small class, only 21 years old this season, hyper productive, broke out as a sophomore, had another breakout season this year. Awesome career numbers, 29% career market share yards. I mean, what's not to love about Seth Williams? I asked to the NFL because it sounds like they're going to pass on him for the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, and you've made good points about draft capital. There's been reports of him even going undrafted, and it's cooled me a little bit. But if you ask me what I'm most excited about for the NFL draft next week, like I'm super excited for round 1, obviously, but especially on Friday, like if we hear Seth Williams' name called on day 2, I'm going to be pants off. I'm going to be so excited. He's the guy that I will just go nuts for and be like, if someone goes in the 3rd round with him, that's what I really want, and I'm hoping. Yeah,
3rd round Seth Williams is like that's all I want from the draft. To be honest, I'll take whatever else they can throw at me. Just give me 3rd round Seth Williams.
Just maybe aim just a little bit higher.
That's pretty high. That's pretty high, man. 3rd round Seth Williams is going to be a monster.
Me and Pete are just trying to find names we can pronounce, and Pat's out here like getting excited over. Pat and Ben are like hyped over round 3 draft capital.
Doing your homework, Leone.
I think
you do my homework for me.
I think I have like 2 more players where I could say like 2 sentences about them. I'm gonna take Chuba Hubbard here. I finally want to get on the running back train, get some red on my board here. Had that one incredible season. Kind of wish he would have came out right after that. But he went back and kind of bit at his draft stock a little bit, but I'm going to scoop up the value right here.
That's great.
It's like you're reading one of the little blurbs on
I don't have the
something.
blurbs up. All I have is Sean Siegel's rankings up, and that's it.
the 2-second blurb. The bottom line on Chuba Hubbard. Is it Chuba or Chuba?
I think it's Chuba.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chuba's more fun.
I do apologize for passing on Pat Fryer-Helmuth. That's who I did want to take.
Did you just say Phil Hellmuth?
Yeah, it's Phil Hellmuth.
Pat Phil Hellmuth.
Pat Phil Hellmuth is a great pick in tight end premium. I'll just say it. Gretch, you gonna take Pat Phil?
Oh, sorry, I'm up. Yeah. Sorry, I'm laughing too hard. I was considering him over Tylan Wallace. I think I will take him here. There's one more receiver, though, that closes out a pretty clear tier for me.
I think that's a t-shirt, dude.
That's a good one. Pat
It would be either Pat Philhelmuth or that receiver, depending on team needs. I'm going to take Pat.
No, please spell it right. No, he's going for the conditional formatting. Go for the bit.
Add him to the list below, dude.
Yeah.
Just copy, paste, put it at the bottom, add the fucking T.
Why is Matt Bushman here? How did I spell it? Philhelmuth. There we go.
Beautiful.
Pat Philhelmuth.
All right. I'm going to take, based off wisdom of the crowd, Diami Brown, who I think maybe was the wide receiver tier break Ben was referring to.
Yeah.
More like dynamic Brown.
Yes, nailed it.
Which is a recycled joke from when Pete was too wasted to do his own rookie draft. He asked us for advice. Me and David Smaddock, we gave him Diami Brown, and he cleverly put it more like Dynamic Brown in the notes.
No, I was doing the fantasy footballers invited me to do a mock draft. I got just more crossfaded than I ever had in my life. And then they were mad at me because in the first round, I just wrote Rashad Bateman with no comments. And then they're like, oh, wow, man of few words. And then I'm hammered and on the clock. And I'm like, shit, not only do I have to make a pick, but they want me to say something about it because I didn't say something the first time. So I get a pick from Pat, put in Diami Brown. And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to write? And I made it to more like Dynamic Brown. So I think it was a big,
which is pretty good.
And it's still the only 8 words you've said about him to this point in the draft process.
I was listening to a podcast today and someone said that the NFL likes his versatile skill set. And I was just like, go off, King. Super dynamic. All right, your pick, Pat. This should only be a 2-round mock.
Yeah,
obviously
we're not
four
doing
rounds.
4.
I can
We're
lose
doing how we're
some
doing
rounds
4.
up there. All right, we can stop. I mean, I thought people might want at least a third, but
I
going
want
long.
Pat to tell me why you're a little bit lower on than the market on Phil Hellmuth.
He hates tight ends. Like you hate old or young.
Like, is he just too aggressive playing?
Yeah, I think
big blinds or
play in the pocket a little bit more, dude. Come on.
If it weren't for luck, Pat Philhelmuth would go in the first round of every single rookie draft. That's a poker joke for people. Pat, pick.
But do you seriously want to know about Pat Freiermuth, or you?
I did. I was interested because I think you're against the grain on that one.
I think he's probably going to be the second tight end drafted. I think he's a similar bet to Cole Kmet last year. So, and I was actually pretty interested in Cole Kmet last year. So it's a fair point. I think for me right now, like a lot of my excitement's kind of sucked up into Brevin Jordan, who might not get drafted day 2. But yeah, I mean, if Freiermuth gets drafted day 2 and Jordan does not, then it's clearly Pat Philhelmuth over Brevin Jordan. But Brevin Jordan, I think, is a much better tight end prospect for fantasy purposes.
Yep.
I'm going to go Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon, I believe we got Hayden Winks in the chat, is that's his running back 4. And I think Trey Sermon's the guy I've kind of warned to as I've been doing this. If you're starting with the numbers, you're not going to like Trey Sermon right away. But he had flashes of potentially being a really strong fantasy asset. I think he could be like a starting running back. He has enough receiving ability. He's elusive, tackle breaker. He's big enough. So he's got the ceiling here to like jump up to, if we redrafted this in October, to where he'd go, the 109 or something. So
I love Pete's tact here where he doesn't know who to pick, so he's trying to like make it a thing where he's engaging the crowd.
No, it is actually about audience engagement. There's a guy I really want to pick here, and I just thought it'd be fun to kind of let the chat make this pick just because I'm nice and you guys all selfishly hoarded your picks and I'm kind of giving back to chat. Not seeing a real consensus name. Dylan, I legit can't name a single other player. Oh, we're getting Amon St. Ramondre, Khalil Herbert. We're not on the same page, guys.
Amon St. Ra. What do you think about St. Ra?
Two names. I mean, just a god tier level name.
Ramondre.
That's not his name. It's not even close to it.
God damn it, Gretch.
Wait, is it Ramondre Stevenson, right?
No,
I don't think we're pronouncing it correctly.
No, Ramondre Stevenson, we're pronouncing correct, but Amon St. Ra is not his name.
Ra is part of his first
Amon
name,
Ra.
and Saint's part of his last name.
St. Brown. It's Equinemius's brother. They don't stretch. What the whole deal?
Wow.
Wasn't that the thing about Equinemius?
Yeah, that's
St.
true.
Brown?
They don't stretch.
Yes, come on, guys.
Anti-stretchers.
See, people didn't think I would have a nugget about Amon St. Ra, and I did.
You did.
You're gonna draft a guy who's not going to stretch. That's a hamstring pop waiting to happen.
Why does every available guy right now sound like they're a pharaoh? I mean, did the chat get a consensus here? Oh, I'm seeing some Tonys. Some Kadarius Toney.
Oh, gross.
Yikes.
He's probably gonna get drafted some dumb teams.
He's
get
another
taken
guy that
early, right?
benefits from Marshall. Like his chances of getting into round 1 now just increased.
All right, we're gonna take Amon Ra. Ricky says he was a 5-star receiver. I'm gonna go back to that high school pedigree here. Let's do it.
I think there's a hyphen, right?
Yeah, Amon hyphen Ra.
Yeah.
Heyo.
There we go.
Let the record show I drafted more wide receivers than all of you combined.
I don't. Like
I don't think the record shows that.
Pat.
One,
Pat,
2, 3,
do you like that pick?
4.
No.
Yeah, I strongly disagree with that pick.
You
I
guys,
wasn't going to give Pete any shit about it, though. I mean,
The chat picked it. You want to talk shit to the chat? Go for it.
Ricky, what do you got to say?
Yeah.
Okay, Gretch, make
Oh,
What,
I
me?
Leone asked the chat what they were going to say, thinking that they were going to talk back.
yeah, they're not going to fill airtime,
You
Leo.
want to argue?
I
with the
didn't
chat
actually
now?
think they were going to talk.
You can't
No
sit
one
here
else said
silently
anything
and watch
after I
them fight.
said it. You guys thought chat was going to talk.
Ricky, we're waiting.
I did think Ricky could type because he typed earlier. Did he ditched this player on you and ran?
Yeah, well, I'm willing to hold the bag. I think
This is the pick you should have taken.
Yeah, that's correct. Gretch has got it.
See, I think it's kind of like the Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball situation where the family comes in pretty hyped. You know, the first one, Lonzo Ball flops. And then Amon is kind of the LaMelo Ball to Equinemius's Lonzo. What do you think about that analogy?
I think that he is a younger brother. You nailed that part.
Wow, Ricky, you muted. Wow, you muted us. I mean, that is brutal. I mean, you're not going to get more level hard-hitting analysis than we are here. All right, should we hop in one of these drafts?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So because there's 2 ways we can do this, right? We can either hop in one of the big tournament versions or we can do a private 4-man draft. Which one do you guys want to try first?
Let's try the 4-man first.
Oh, okay. These guys are really grinding their edge against this, Pete. They don't want to give anything away before this 4-man draft.
Yeah, I want to draft against you guys first. I got a teammate in the bag. The great Sam Hoppin is going to help me out here, so I'm stoked for that.
All right, so I'm gonna send a private link.
Could you do it in the not in the Discord, the StreamYard chat?
Yeah.
Sweet.
How much you guys want to play for? $3 since they're out hustling us.
Yeah.
No, it's 75. I hope Sam's around. He's not in the little spreadsheet he was on. Are you here, Sam? Say something in the chat. There he is. I get to play the Leone role with less power. Yes. Pete also did not like drafting with me last week after the show when we drafted on Discord. So it might be a me problem, but I think it's probably just those two.
Hang on here. I'm having an issue trying to get a 4-man private version of this. This is a rough start for my chance as an influencer here. Is anyone else having problems if they go to that? So if you go to the NFL main lobby and then instead of the NFL 21 season, you hit the rookie sophomore, and then it's just like auto refreshing for me.
Yeah, I wonder if they just don't have any rookie sophomore drafts that aren't the tournament.
Yeah, I think we might have to do a collective one, fellas.
Yeah, I think
I should check in on the chat. Yeah, yep, there we go. I should have just gone to the chat initially. Yeah, I didn't see anyone there. I am going to use my influencing powers to get those up. Probably in the next hour. I mean, I'm sure they're kind of watching and ready to get their developers
Someone's
to get
taking notes right now.
I feel bad for Sam here. I was excited to draft with him, but you guys are just going to leave him hanging.
Well, wasting his time. Can we get dark mode? Come on.
All right. You're right. I am into a dark mode guy now. I just had forgotten to do it on here.
Should we? We're just going to go for it. Should we talk strategy a little bit?
Dude, it's a 4-team draft. Like, let's just go for it. We always do a
second one. That's a good call. Yeah, no. Why would we ever talk strategy? Yeah.
Hey, Hayden, let me kind of handle the Underdog kind of PR stuff. I am going to let the community know that right now there actually aren't private drafts for the freshman, sophomore, and we aren't accepting any other questions about it at this time.
What's weird is like
Sam got in. There you go, Ben.
Why do you have to draft against
high ranks? So
oh wow, this backfired. Okay. Yes, I got dark mode. Everyone relax.
So I feel like if you're willing to take Mac Jones at quarterback, you can wait on quarterback. Like there's 9 quarterbacks that I think are viable. So you can really wait on QB, in my opinion, if you're willing to just take some like okay scores.
I'm drafting with Sam. He said we're the 1 or 2, so you guys can draft and I'll draft with Sam.
Sounds great for you guys.
What?
What you want me to, I'm on both teams now.
Asshole.
No.
Both teams.
Gretch is done. We cut him
out.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Hey, yeah. Go get in a private little chat room.
Yeah, enjoy your draft.
Yeah, have a blast.
So, guys, now that Ben's gone, I gotta talk. Oh shit! Never mind.
So, I think Herbert will go here too, because to your point, Leone, quarterbacks are pretty expensive in this.
Herbert's going 2.
Herbert tends to go 2. Yeah, but he might go 3 year. Well,
okay. So,
are you doing a bit?
We got friends of the pod here, so I don't know. No, Herbert tends to go 2 in these.
Okay.
Yeah. People do not like uncertainty at quarterback, so the rookies get undervalued. But I think
Wilson's a big value in this.
Why don't we? You only have to start 1 running back, so why don't we just go ham on CD?
So are we not going to do Herbert?
No,
I would definitely do Herbert here.
Oh, we're on the opposite page. I think you can wait at quarterback.
Do you want to go CD and Antonio then?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Okay. I mean, even though Washington's going to draft a running back in the first round, did you guys read Schrager's mock or no? All right.
Yeah, Pat, how scared are you when Washington's on the clock?
Scared. When Washington's on the clock, I'm going to be, well, you'll see it. We're doing ship chasing. We're doing the draft night show. So
nice.
You'll see it.
It is my birthday. So hopefully things go well.
Happy
birthday.
Ricky unmuted us to roast you, Pat. Ricky unmuted us to roast you.
Yeah, Ricky, hop in a couple of these and tell me what his ADP is.
Yeah. I will I'm
trying to talk to my teammate here. You guys
okay. Yeah, go talk to your teammate.
Where did we prevent him from talking to his teammate?
Yeah, what do you it's Ben that's not able to multitask.
So we only have to start 1 running back, so we can really load up on receivers.
Swift here too.
Some of us have been loading up on receivers all night, bud. Not just chasing these quarterbacks because they got the big names that everyone knows.
I do feel like, I feel like ATN's way too low on the ADP list.
I like Swift here. I think the move here, because it's a lot deeper at receiver than running back, is to go
as you time out. Congratulations.
Yeah, he's got it covered, Leone. God.
You said that, but you did not sound confident.
All right, we're on the clock, squad.
Super confident, did I?
Ayuk
for sure, right?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Who do you want, Pat?
Who do you want?
No, I'm good with that.
Who do you want, Pat?
Well, we got another pick.
Let's do Ayuk.
But who do you really want?
We could have went Hurts there. That's interesting.
Hurts was gone, wasn't he?
No, he
Yeah,
went right after us. Sorry, he's gone for you
right
guys.
before us.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Sam?
Yeah, I'm drafting with Sam.
Oh my god!
Are you just figuring this out?
I thought this was a bit. I didn't think that when you said
he's drafting
he
against
could have
us
gone.
'cause he's a jerk.
Sam jumped in, thought he was
Okay.
thought he should be trying to get in.
By the way,
I wasn't going to leave him hanging.
Can we leave
Look at
Gretch
these
on,
ADPs.
but
They
mute
make
him?
no sense.
This is a shit show. Judas Gretch. Ain't that the truth?
I'm sorry. Sam could.
Are you sorry?
We got to take Lawrence here, Sam.
Look at that. That's a Ben Gretch strategy if I've ever seen one. 3 running backs out of the gate.
I will just say, I'm pretty
Understand
sure
the player pool, Leone.
the stream is on, I believe, a slight delay for people too. So I don't even know if you talking out loud to Sam is even that actionable.
But keep doing it.
Gretch figuring out why he's timing out.
bad. Tilting.
Yeah, I thought we were like talking out, what our strategy was going to be.
We were supposed to, and instead it's subterfuge and sub chats and maneuvering.
By the way,
Yeah.
subterfuge was the word that Ben was thinking of when he tried to pronounce Schadenfreude.
I think we should take Visky here to stack.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Sam.
He's talking to Sam.
Don't you
How
like have
tilting
another
is
form
this?
of communication?
He's
You make
talking
fun
to
of my
At least get on the
methods of
phone with Sam.
communication.
If you love Sam so much, why don't you get on the phone with him?
He was doing me a favor, and he got in the draft accidentally, thinking that he was that we are going to still do 4 different teams. So I'm still drafting
Okay.
with it.
Isn't like ATN at this point like really good?
Yeah, here I think. And honestly, I think it's Najee.
Fields.
No, because we have Ayuk. I think we go Mac Jones.
Let's wait then. Let's just wait and say we're going to figure it out.
Well, we have to pick
Najee,
two
and then we're
players.
done at running back.
All right, you want to go 2? Is that the pick?
I think that actually makes sense. And we're just totally done at running back.
We're just totally done. Yeah, we've got 3 really nice running backs then.
Receiver gets pretty bad. Like we're going to crush them with the late round quarterback strategy.
I really have done a complete 180.
Yeah,
on Najee
enjoy your
Harris.
2 quarterbacks that aren't starting week 1. I hope you enjoy that. Sam, we got to take a QB that is starting week 1.
You already have one, you dummy.
Either Tua, it's either Tua or Wilson here. I think Tua. I'm not sure Fields will start week 1. I think we should take Tua here. You got to understand the available options in my opinion.
Yeah, you know what I gotta say? I have to say, Ben is doing an incredible job of talking to Sam as if Sam's here and filling time. Like, you would think there'd be these periods of silence. There aren't. It's actually pretty compelling.
If we didn't know who Sam Hoppen was, I would believe that Gretch created an imaginary friend that he talked to while he drafted. We should probably get a quarterback that's going to start week 1, right, Sam?
Oh, we got to go receiver here. I think Bateman is the pick here. If you can hear me, see him.
God damn it!
Real person, wink, wink.
Like, why did you jump teams? Like, you're gonna take all these picks. I love you, bastard.
This is where we have to like kind of decide how much will the room try and screw us at quarterback, or if we can just ride it out.
I don't trust.
I strongly think we need to go Zach Wilson.
Okay,
Because
well, I'm gonna go Wilson and
starts from
Pittman.
Wilson.
Wilson and who?
What about
Leone?
Wilson and Mims? Let's go Wilson and Mims.
Pittman's a better pick than.
Let's stack it up, dude.
All right, I'll defer to Pete as the tiebreaker.
I wanted to take Phil Hellmuth.
Not now.
Does not help.
Not now, dude. You don't even start a tight end in this.
But if you did, I wanted it for the bid equity, Pat. All right,
You don't
want
want the stack beat? I wanted to go Mims for the stack.
I
Yeah.
think we could still get Mims if.
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
yeah. Who's taking Mims?
I don't know. Probably
Pittman's the
Gretch and
ADP
Sam.
value.
I don't think Mims is a worse pick than Pittman. I'm surprised you.
I'm.
The AP game.
I would just like to say in Sam's defense,
Mims
he's
is like
been
their
a much
third
more
receiver.
enjoyable person for me to draft with than either Pete or Leone in the last week. I think we got to take Judy here. Is he there still?
Pittman couldn't play against the T.Y. Hilton last year, and he's
Told
back.
me you
Okay,
wouldn't pick
Rod.
Judy at like any price, Ben.
Yeah, in this format, there's limited options. I didn't know this format existed when I said that comment.
I still can't believe Gretch betrayed us.
I know. What a doucher.
Sorry. Oh my God! Did you guys take Mims? Because Mims is the next guy on my list. Oh, you guys.
Yeah,
are.
obviously.
Okay.
Mims was,
Sure he is.
Mims
Sure
was
he is.
obviously the pick. there.
Yeah, Mims is an easy pick. Just go
Mims-
down.
Mims has to go here. Sam's got it. He's all over it. He's got
Sam?
every pick right.
Wow. Sure.
Sam,
Okay,
I'll block
Sam.
you. I'll block you if you take Mims, Sam.
All right, I'll take the L on that one. If we weren't
God damn it,
drafting
Sam.
with Mr.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You
Benedict
gotta
Arnold,
lock
we
up your
would've been
stats. You can't
okay.
play the ADP game when you're on a stream with someone who's in
No.
the draft against you.
Wait, time out. I liked where you were going before that. Blame your teammates. Don't blame me because he was
Okay,
already
Benedict
on my
Arnold.
pre-draft
Yeah,
list.
quiet.
How could this possibly be your fault?
All right. Elijah, don't you like Elijah Moore, Pat?
Yeah, Elijah Moore is sweet.
I mean, there's also Terrace still too.
I think Terrace would be great too.
What do you like more, Pat? Terrace Marshall or Terrace House?
Before the injury concern, it was definitely Terrace Marshall. But I think it might be Terrace House right now.
This one's in my head.
I'm with Pat trying to figure out what we're going to do with our
Yeah.
tournament winnings.
Hey, Leone, maybe watch some Japanese reality television just once in your goddamn life.
Are we taking
So-
Marshall or not? What are you doing, Pete?
We took
Do we
more.
want to go with Mac Jones? We're on the clock again, Pete.
I'm
on the
very
clock,
well
up,
aware.
right?
Are you kidding? I do these drafts in my sleep.
Do you want to do a Mac Jones here, or do you want to? Because we're only going to get what?
I think we should.
You think?
Everyone else
I
is
think the
taking-
stacking might be overrated in this, and we should.
Everyone else is taking 2 QBs. You guys could have taken Mac Jones at the very end.
Yeah, take Marshall.
Yeah, you
Take
guys
Marshall.
got it.
Take Marshall.
It's too late.
And now we're taking Marshall. 'cause
This-
he's our next
The
receiver.
$2 of expected value I have on this has me riled up.
No, you're gonna Venmo me $1 after this stream.
We got Marshall because you guys. Oh no!
Yes.
Gee,
Nice,
Oh, now
Chris.
I gotta
He's
hope
watching
I
the
gives
show.
it $2
Chris for the
me to
win,
get a game
dude.
with Sam.
He is watching the show.
Ooh.
I have
This
an
team is actually
interesting
pretty sweet here.
next pick here.
I've yet to get Pitts in this. It's a
Sam, I would go with Wallace here if you can hear this in time, but he might go.
Yeah,
with
4 seconds left. He's gonna hear it
Yeah.
in time, I think.
Who are we getting? Brian Edwards. That's who I had next. I kind of like Brian Edwards, man.
Hang on, real quick, Greg. You guys said
No.
you're working off the same rankings, and then when he drafts him, you go, "Oh, that's who I had next." It sounds like that's who you both had next.
I didn't say that.
Yes,
I
you
didn't say,
did.
oh, that's who I had next. I said he's going to take who I had next, but I would go away from it because we already took
You
Ruggs.
sent him rankings you didn't think he should use.
After we took Ruggs, and in that scenario, because it was really close with Tylen Wallace, God, you guys
You're
are
making
just
zero
so tilted.
sense.
I would have
Pete, go back to the board. I want to see who we should pick.
Pete, you're like, this is like lagging on us a little. It's making it difficult. We
got to get Tylen Wallace here, I think. It is getting a little leggy.
All right, we're on the
I
clock.
can't believe Chris G jumped in. That hurt.
I know we said it. We were done at running back, but Gainwell here is.
well,
great.
at this point, the receivers really start to lose upside, and I'm okay with another running
Yeah,
back,
let's
right?
just-
Like,
Quantity over quality.
Now, do we want another receiver, or do we want Trey Lance?
see, I feel like we kind of made our bed with the Mac
You think?
Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, we could still take. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. Like, I guess Lance has pretty big upside. I don't know. What
It's
do you
huge
think, Pat?
upside. I'm inclined to go Lance.
3 QBs.
Yeah. It's
Just
probably
hear
not the
Ben.
best build.
It feels Like I'm with Pat, like where I want to take Lance, but it does feel a little bit bad to take 3 QBs in this format.
It does feel a little bit bad. It's probably not the right move. Hamler maybe was the right move, but
how did we get Zach Moss?
Yeah, Hamler's our pick.
What the
Great.
hell?
Zach Moss, dude.
Way to rely on the queue, and you didn't
look at the
realize
queue.
But they have the roster set. They have like if you like have a certain amount of roster spots, like the max must.
They
be QB
protected
for all.
us from making a bad decision.
This is
They didn't protect
bad
us that well.
again. Next, we're gonna somehow get Rager retrospectively.
Yeah,
on our
dude,
next
that-
round.
I hacked Pete's computer.
You got 5 running backs.
Pete's internet's all laggy because I've been hacking him this whole time to make sure Zach
Pete-
Moss was selected.
Why don't you show them the roster of the team that's going to win?
I think it's been a great show.
Let's do another one together. Let's run it back. I want to do one.
I don't want to do one with Ben.
Yeah, look at who all had a blast.
I can't
tonight.
believe you expected me. I had to get someone because I can't draft in my state to help with me, and you wanted me to just dump him to draft by himself when he
Did
got.
you
in the
say
draft.
you're illegally drafting on the platform that I vowed to protect?
Sam drafted. That was Sam's team.
There's gonna be men in underdog suits at your door in the next 20
Call
minutes.
the FBI.
Let's at least talk about a little bit of strategy there, because I actually think it's interesting to go. The running backs get pretty thin after about 8 or 9, and I think it's interesting to get 3 of those, kind of the hyper fragile build that Leone likes. I'm a little more concerned about waiting at QB than Leone was. I thought that was interesting.
I am too.
I'm not at all. I think you just get any 2, and wide receiver gets thin, running back gets thin. Just smash those. Just smash the skill players for as long as you can.
Running back doesn't really get thin though. There's this big deep pocket of running backs. Like running backs, the easiest position to fill.
Well, okay, so I should put
only
that a
need
little
3.
bit-
In terms of like really high end talent, though, like
I think you could do 2 early and do a Zach Moss or a Gainwell. I do think you could do that. I talked about that with Sam as well, but I think you want to get 7 receivers, and I don't think there's a. You guys said it got thin at receiver. Brian Edwards may be a questionable pick, but like we got Hamler in the last round. I like Hamler in this format as a
Hamler.
7th receiver. I mean, that's great.
right, but I don't know. I feel like you have like a pretty. I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like you have a distinct edge if you really wait on quarterback.
Underdog Fantasy is logged in the chat. There's a soft cap on QB. One of the things that I'm going to use my platform to do is to eliminate the soft cap. And I'm actually going to get to work on that tomorrow.
Wait, is it?
It's the same thing that happened to us,
I thought it was a hard cap. I was reading the rules on the site. And
No, you can take 3.
It says there's caps on the amount of players an entry can draft in a single entry from each position of drafting. Oh, with assisted draft functionality. Okay, yeah. So it's a soft cap.
Yeah,
That's auto draft.
Sorry, I'm not an influencer.
Yeah, I mean, Underdog Fantasy said it was soft cap, so it's probably soft cap.
God, I don't think you guys.
Ben questioning Underdog Fantasy
Ben
is
literally
real.
an argument with the platform itself.
It's a brand new contest. Like mistakes have been made before. God, I misread.
Ben was reading the fine print today to see if he would get thrown in jail by attempting to play on Underdog Fantasy from his state.
I just wanted to know what the starting requirements were.
The FBI is on their way.
I do want to just we all realize what happened, right? Ben was pushing for the individual draft so he could co-manage with Sam. They've been building their big board all afternoon. Then he's like, oh, wait, no, we can't do one together. Like me and Sam have been working hard on our strategy. And then Sam just happens to end up in the draft. Look at you have nothing to say, Gretch, because we caught you.
Yeah,
I made a
wasn't
list.
Sam waiting for your link? Like, how did he
made a
even
list
know
in
to join that
15
draft?
minutes right before the show. I sent Sam a bunch of thoughts about it, and I went and took a shower and got ready for the show.
How did he even know to jump in? How did he even know, Ben?
You know what? I understand your guys' position, but if I'd have been like, sorry, Sam, you're drafting on your own. I'm drafting with all these guys. I feel like that would have been an even dicker move to Sam. So
Sam Sherman, different Sam. There are 2 Sams. Points out you could I am probably too risky with this quarterback strategy because I'm underrating the zeros that you could take early in the year.
Taking zeros.
Yeah, you're right.
I think you want to get 2 before Wilson. I feel pretty comfortable with Lawrence and Wilson. Obviously, Tua, Burrow, Hurts, and Herbert. The top 6 QBs. I felt
You mean
like,
including Wilson? 2 including Wilson?
yes, sorry, including Wilson. Yeah, before you get through Wilson in the draft. So my thought was, okay, if you can get 3 of these good running backs early that are like top 3 round redraft guys, and our team did. We got Taylor, CEH, and Swift, and then go QB, and then take all, just paint it. I don't know if it's purple, but paint it whatever color it is. All receivers, right? And it's
Yellow.
deep enough. We still did pretty well at receiver. So
No, I think that works. I'd probably still play quarterback risky, but I agree, like not quite as risky as I was initially saying. Like getting one guy that's for sure starting, but that second one I would let ride all day. Like,
Are you good with just like taking Joe Burrow and Lance?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, such
That can
limited
work.
roster spots. I don't know if QB is going to really make or break you.
I also think Pat made a great point about there being that little pocket of running backs. I think that was my philosophy coming in, what I just described. I don't think we needed to go 3 running backs in hindsight. I think you can start with 2 studs in that top group. And then I would have liked to have gotten Hurts, I said after the fact, after we already took Swift. And like we have Lawrence and Tua as our quarterbacks. I actually would have felt like we had a quarterback upside then. And then hit receiver a little earlier too and had a little more receiver upside. And then you can hit your 3rd running back late.
I've done 5 of these, and I've felt awesome about my running backs in every single one. So I think the lesson for me has been to wait for running backs. And one thing I think that's interesting about this format with the rookies and sophomores, the sophomore wide receivers, I think, are a lot more likely to drastically outscore the rookie wide receivers than the sophomore running backs versus the rookie running backs, right? Like if you end up with Javonte Williams and he's in a good spot, he could be an awesome asset for you. Where, I don't think we're going to see a Justin Jefferson type rookie season this year. That was a very rare thing. It's much more likely we see like a CeeDee Lamb, a Brandon Ayuk, a T. Higgins hit that monster level.
Javonte was way too late in these.
I think I'd push back on that a little. Javonte has that potential, but he doesn't sound like he's going to get like elite draft capital necessarily. If he goes in the 2nd round, he could just wind up in a timeshare his rookie year. I mean, you're playing for upside. I get your point, but especially after those first 3, I think Etienne, Harris, and Javonte are probably fine. But like you're really high on Gainwell. I think in this, Gainwell is such a significant drop from, even like the Dobbins types, which obviously you're getting Dobbins a lot higher, but
Gainwell you can get almost in the last round.
Running back scores to win this thing. With the guys that are going early, I think you need pretty elite running back scores.
That's what I'm saying. I think I was just kind of saying I think Pat's discounting a little bit the points lost between Taylor, Akers, Gibson, CEH, Swift. Those guys, some of those guys are going to be like top 5, not rookie and sophomore, top 5 overall players, right?
Yeah, but you can get like the last of those guys, or you can take Akers and then, like Akers, Javonte Williams, and Gainwell would probably be okay, given there's 1 running backs.
I think that's fine. I just we're talking about like how deep running back is. Like I think if you're getting more than 1 guy after Javonte, you're in trouble.
Do you want to do another one?
Let's try one more.
My only issue is my StreamYard connection is being iffy tonight. We're getting
we can do it from my account.
Yeah, if you want to do the screen share so we don't get the lag.
Yeah, I'll do it for mine.
So like someone asked, do you think Jefferson's a 101? I think in a vacuum, I like Jefferson a ton. I don't think he's a 101.
Why not?
I think a running back should be, because you're not going to get necessarily pick another running back until that 2-3 turn. You might not get Taylor, Akers, Gibson. I think you would
get one of them because of the way the quarterbacks go.
And Etienne's going too late too. So I do think like
Jefferson can regress in year 2. Like he had an awesome year and he's an awesome player, but I don't know. I mean, look at their redraft ADP. Jonathan Taylor is a first round pick, especially in half PPR. He's a first round pick. Jefferson's not necessarily.
Yeah.
I just think the positional edge with Jefferson is really big.
And see, that's actually the point that I would flip. I think the positional edge with the really high-end running backs is bigger than like Jefferson compared to Claypool.
It's pretty interesting though, this format, like how we can all disagree so much in like such a simple format.
But there's only 1 running back spot. So if you take Jonathan Taylor and then I get Jefferson and Antonio Gibson, I'm feeling pretty good about that trade. Like if I'd rather have Jefferson and Antonio Gibson than Jonathan Taylor and T. Higgins.
Sure.
Yeah,
but-
that's where I think I'd rather have JT and Higgins.
Really?
it is kind of close. I think I might take. But my point wouldn't necessarily be to go running back receiver. It might be to go running back. You can only take one, but in half PPR, you might want to be flexing a running back. That's one of the things you get when you take two running back.
I think I would want ideally 2 running backs early, then get one of the rookies at a value. Seems like all 3 of the rookies are like a pretty decent value. Etienne,
They are.
Najee, Javonte.
I don't mind those guys, but behind them, I mean, I don't mind like I don't know. I don't mind
anyone behind them. Like
I think Zach Moss is undervalued this year across.
Like,
I don't think this is the format for Zach Moss, though.
Zach Moss is not going to win you this format.
Yeah.
Like, there's just it's just not happening.
Zach Moss is kind of a guy you go after when the soft cap comes into play.
I think you're much better off with a guy like Trey Sermon or even like Ramondre Stevenson or someone we just don't know where they're going to be, like pure upside. Like Zach Moss, we know the situation is not going to be awesome.
I like that take. And Belair makes it here too. How important is uniqueness? I think there's a certainly an edge to be had in the last round of taking a guy that's not going to get taken in a lot of a rookie particularly that's not going to get taken in a lot of drafts.
I was throwing in Seth Williams. Because I don't think people are going to be on him.
Yeah,
and if he does get that day 2 capital we were talking about earlier in the show, he's awesome. You're going to be a huge edge.
I mean, Seth Williams going in round 3. I mean, it's basically my biggest wish list item for this.
God damn it.
I'm going to be like really upset if Seth Williams goes in round 3 and my birthday was on Thursday and not Friday, because that would have been just such a sweet birthday.
Yeah, it'll be sad.
How is this not filled yet? Someone hop in here and draft with us.
Yeah, what's going on?
Leone, did you just really want everyone to know that it's your birthday next Thursday? I didn't know it was your birthday next Thursday. Hey, happy birthday, buddy.
Nico Collins last pick, Nick says. I like that too. I'm not the biggest Nico Collins fan, but he's athletic, he's big, and he's got a better chance than Seth Williams, I think, of day 2.
Hey, Gretch, how do we feel about this comment here? I feel like we're kind of getting left out to dry here.
Pat's in there.
Gods.
I said Gretch.
Oh, Gretch. I thought you said Pat.
Yeah.
They're gods. I mean, not an understatement there.
Well, it's just like most of my rookie work is behind the paywall, and for me to kind of give you a little bit of that tonight for free and to have you not include me in that company, I think is just very rude.
Yeah. Speaking of feeling snubbed, if you guys want to jump in this draft here, just use promo code Pete.
Thank you.
That's P-E-T-E.
Yeah, if you do need to know how to spell it, it is P-E-T-E. I am going to ask them to change my promo code to Pat Philhelmuth, though.
Yeah, that's a better promo code. All right, so what are we thinking here at the 4 spot?
I'm a sucker for CeeDee Lamb. I would probably go running back and Lamb, but
I like that.
I mean, if Herbert falls, he definitely is normally going 1 or 2 in these.
I'm okay on Herbert.
He
now.
is.
I love Lamb, but I would in this format I would go running back, especially if you can get both Akers and Gibson. It depends who goes 3, but I think that potential to flex one of those guys.
What about CEH? Like, does that doesn't appeal to you to win?
I think we're still going to get like another. I feel like Lamb is so much better than the next wide receiver, and like, CEH really that much worse than like Swift.
Akers went, so
let's go.
I'm fine with Lamb.
Let's go Lamb, and then let's go Gibson.
Yeah, I think Gibson.
We don't want to do Herbert, like you guys.
Wow, I can't believe Herbert's.
Wow, now you want to do Herbert?
Well, I'm kind of like, let's take.
Wait, you're not going to take a running back at all after our whole conversation about
Let's take Gibson.
We can still go. Okay, you guys can get Gibson. My thing with Herbert that you've convinced me is you like just literally don't care about the second one you get. Take whichever rookie lasts the longest and take Herbert, and that's your only. Those are your 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think the elite running back point's a good one, and I'm kind of like, let's grab one quarterback who knows going to start, and then we don't have to worry about the second one too much.
I think if you could play quarterback pretty
I was hoping Hurts could come back around, but he didn't make it. You guys were 4th last round. Last draft.
No,
he didn't make it to your 3-4.
Hurts won't make it back to you.
Okay.
Are you drafting with us this time, Gretch? I don't know if we ever kind of clarified that. Is one of your minions in this?
Still doing this?
No, I was just curious.
Why are you putting that on us? That's selfish
dude.
of you.
it's hard when you've been betrayed, to learn how to love again. The first cut does hurt the deepest, and that's the one that I'm dealing with right now.
Dustin Norton doesn't think you should let me. Hey, Dustin, I can see you. Here's the attention you ordered, buddy.
Wow.
No, Dustin the whole time has been like, Gretch is a douche.
Oh my God, CH, this is a gift, right?
This is a gift. Yeah. Let's go CH and let's go Lawrence. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
I like Burrow better.
You like Burrow?
I have Burrow over Lawrence too.
Okay.
Burrow's a dope pick here.
Do you have any word? Is Brian in this draft here?
He must be Igloo.
Do you want to talk to your imaginary friends, Gretch?
I hate you guys so much.
What? You literally just did this exact thing seconds ago, and now you're acting like you would.
The
never
guy
do
that
it.
I lined up for a draft where we're all gonna have different teams.
Lined up.
I mean, I talked to him before.
Everyone's just pawns in Ben's little world, so he can draft.
We're gonna find out Sam missed an important life event to do this. That's what Gretch isn't telling us. Sam skipped his grandpa's funeral to draft this team for him.
I hate you so much right now.
Ben has his children bring him beers, has Sam do his drafts for him. I'm starting to wonder, what is it that you do yourself, Ben?
What would you say you do here?
I'll tell you one thing you haven't been doing, writing that stealing signals column. Haven't seen one of those cross the wire in a few weeks.
So does the
I haven't written
Etienne
a
have
football
more
book
upside than the
since the Super
receivers?
Bowl.
I know, or
What'd
no?
you say? What'd you say, Leone?
Would Etienne have more upside than the receivers available, do you think? Or would you start?
I think ETN would be pretty nice because then we're done at running back.
Yeah, but you have to be done. No.
Well, with Judy gone, I think the answer is yes. Let me see.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put Visca in the queue because we.
ETN
Yes,
is
they
my
can.
next running back for sure. Why is Robinson going ahead of him?
Etienne and Visca and just be done at running back, or
Oh,
would you want to do Devonta
Yeah,
Smith, Waddle?
No, I think we go ETN and Visca.
We got it. Should we do it for old time's sake?
Yeah.
We're back, baby. We're back.
At this point, we're drafting all receivers and then a quarterback in the last round, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I got you. You guys take over. This is you and Gretch.
Oh, am I allowed to contribute now?
Well, you said quarterback in the last round, but I think there'd be an advantage to taking Zach Wilson here and doing the Mims stack that we should have done last time.
Yep. I like Wilson here. You can punt quarterback, but you don't have to.
Yeah, we're getting 17 starts out of Wilson.
Okay.
Boom.
Yeah.
Now we're done.
Beauty. That's a beauty.
Yeah, I do. I guess I just feel like Lance and Waddle versus Wilson and Seth Williams is like give me Lance and Waddle. And just if Burrow stays healthy, I don't know if quarterback is going to mean as much as it does in the bigger 12-team tournaments where a couple guys are going to break out for sure and totally ruin things. But it might just not matter that much.
Right.
Yeah, but injuries can still happen, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, but we're playing a tournament. If our quarterback gets hurt, we're going to lose. You just kind of accept that. There's already a significant drop off in receiver from what we just had chances at.
I don't disagree with what you just said about sometimes just accepting injuries or whatever, but Wilson's going to start all 16 games. We're not even sure. Lance could literally not play this year.
Yeah, but I guess I think that'd be fun. I think we'd still be okay if he didn't play. Like,
But Wilson has potential to be like the best quarterback in this tournament. At least there's opportunity cost, right? Like one of the quarterbacks could be a lot better than the others.
What do you think about the wide receiver options here? We got like Davis, Elijah Moore, Terrace Marshall, the ones that jumped out to me.
I have that. I had Marshall, Moore, Davis, but I would go more Marshall, Davis. Is how I have.
I would definitely have Davis first.
Wait, I have Rondell ahead of all of them as an upside play. Like, dude, he literally could catch
this year.
Balls this year. Yeah, that was the whole thing. Like, if he gets in a good offense, he will catch. He'll have the PPR points as a rookie.
I think Gabe's got to be one of them.
Gabe's definitely one because the second year breakout is
Ben had him at 4.
The ceiling's way higher. All right, who's the next guy? I'm open to Rondell.
We could take Elijah Moore if you want.
I don't care on these two. I just think Gabe was.
Let's go Rondell. You're making a good point about his upside, Ben.
I think if he does get that fit, the way that teams are using jet motion tip passes, like he'll get a lot of catches. Free PPR points.
Nothing's free in this world, bud.
Lynn Bowden gets drafted.
No, that's a good callback.
In a COVID year. Yeah, I like this build. I like the Burrow. Then you just figure out when Wilson's going to go and get him, and you're done.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my like crazier strategy of like literally taking the last quarterback, but like doing the exact same thing that we did besides that.
I don't think that's a terrible strategy, but I do think I think you're sacrificing more potential, not just points, but like the potential for Wilson to be like a good player. You know what I mean?
Well, all you guys are doing,
I probably have a more meaningful gap between Waddle and Tylan Wallace. You guys like have talked yourself into some of these rookies you really like.
But isn't what you guys are discussing?
Waddle versus Tylan Wallace is a pretty big gap in this format.
I was just going to say
that's what we're talking about. That's the sacrifice.
Like pull up the prize money. I mean, Leone's talking about trying to get outlier outcome to finish first, and Ben's talking about kind of like raising your floor.
No, yeah. I don't think that I am. I don't disagree with Leone's point. My point is, you can still do that with two reasonably early quarterbacks. That it's not a floor play because you don't know. Like to our early.
Why do you keep talking about Wilson starting games?
No, I was just talking about how he could break out too. Like,
what about like Lance can break out? Lance probably has a higher ceiling in the playoffs than Wilson.
Yeah.
So you're literally taking a lower ceiling quarterback and a lower ceiling receiver in the
Pat,
2v2.
What do you think Lynn Bones' role is if they draft Chase? I mean, how much is he going to see the field?
I think he's playing. I think he's their slot guy unless they get another one. I have Tony in here right now just because the draft position.
Yeah, but
you can't bitch about taking Tony when you wanted to take Zach Wilson in round 7 over Trey Lance in round 12, Ben.
You guys wonder why I wanted to draft.
I'm in regular best balls. I'm taking Trey Lance ahead of Zach Wilson.
Hey, Ben, here's the attention you ordered.
Oh, God.
Oh, the soft cap kicked in. We got AJ Dillon. The soft cap is a murderer.
I know. I'm getting up tomorrow. I'm writing a letter to Jeremy. We got to get rid of this soft cap.
It would be okay if they let you change it, but Ben and I were doing a regular best ball, and we went into the soft cap because we got screwed on it, and it wouldn't even let us take receivers to the double digits.
I think what we learned tonight is that we all love each other.
I didn't learn that. I don't feel the love over here. I'm gonna go crying in my pillow later.
The guy who ditched us is mad at us for not showing love.
I like that Ricky's talking. Ricky, I can't look at your team because I quickly joined another.
I think Gretch, if you kind of apologize to the three of us for kind of the subterfuge, I think we would maybe have less schadenfreude about. I didn't kick him.
You didn't boot him?
I didn't boot him. That was on his own accord.
Wow.
Yes. Let's go, Pat.
Wow. We finally got rid of him.
I'm drafting against Pat right now.
You're in?
Oh, I'm
Put
in.
it up. Put it up, Pete. Put it up. I know you're trying to get out of here, but come on. There's a Leone Pat draft about to happen.
So this is what happened while you were dropping off. These two got into a draft without us, Gretch, and now you and I have nothing. We have nothing.
You draft with me, and Leone and Ben can draft together.
That's how the last.
Okay.
That's how the last draft.
All right.
Pete,
all right.
Did you feel like your opinions were heard in the last draft? I didn't. I felt like it was a Pat and Leone draft.
We got team blue shirt.
I drafted Rondell Moore, Pete or Ben, and we took Wilson, which Leone didn't want to do.
That's true.
We got
like every tiebreaker went to you.
I know. What? What did he
Literally
over there?
Those are the two big tiebreakers.
You got both tiebreakers, Ben.
Ben, you got
Gibson over.
Ben, give us a counterexample. You're just
you
putting
also wanted Wilson. Well, because we talked before about taking running backs early at the beginning, and then
you took Gibson and not Herbert.
No,
there's literally no evidence to back.
We took 3 running backs in the first 5 rounds.
Ben, you haven't been coherent since you stopped talking to your imaginary friend.
been a rough show, guys. Been a rough show.
I think I mean, did Leone kind of throw you off your game, adding him into the mix tonight?
No, I'm on my game.
He says while fiddling on his phone.
All right, let's take Gibson and Lamb here, Pete. What do you think about that?
I feel like it's the same start we've had in every single one of these drafts. It sounds like might as well keep running.
You want to take Herbert? Herbert?
I am just completely shocked he continues to be here.
Yeah, he continues to be here. Usually gets 1 or 2. Let's take him here. Let's scoop the falling value.
So will you just level up? Did you do one draft where someone took him at 102?
No, I did 4 of these before I jumped on, and he was gone before 4 in every single one. So that's a pretty good sample there. Who do you want between Gibson and Lamb, Pete?
Lamb. I mean, now that I saw that they're going to be taking Etienne or whatever his name is.
Who's taking Etienne? Oh, Washington.
Yeah, I'm not conferring with that. By the way, I'm drafting my own team.
All right, I really am going to drop off that. I was just doing that as a bit, but I'm not going to sit here and keep getting shit on by 3 people while I got kids. It's an hour and a half into the show.
Come on, Ben.
But we love you so much. Who should we take next, Ben?
Yeah, there you go. The healing's beginning.
Gretch, I get it, man. I feel it. I feel like we're just pawns in their game. They say we're helping them draft, but really, they're just going to do what they want.
Ben, I've got a fun idea. I can't say it out loud because I can't get sniped, but we're doing this together.
See, that's what I was talking about the last draft, because I was talking about going running back early, and you guys were just like, we're taking Lamb, we're going this way, and I was like,
yeah, refresh your screen.
I wanted to talk more structurally in our last draft. Was my point. You guys. We
did the exact structure we talked about.
I didn't think so.
What did we do that was off structure that you wanted?
I wouldn't have taken a receiver at the 1-2 turn. I would have prioritized.
Ben needs some love here. Ben needs some love.
We drafted Etienne, Gibson.
What do you want to do here?
Okay.
And
we're obviously not going to agree on this, and it is an hour and a half.
I like Swift.
And CH.
Sure.
We're set up really well at running back then.
Tied with Pete, Pat, and Leone. Pete. Did you get his second message up there?
Yes. Okay, Ben. Look at this. We might have a double stack in this format.
Oh my god!
How exciting is that?
I don't care.
You don't care? Not even a little?
Not even a little.
Honestly though, why aren't you excited about a double stack, Ben?
Dude, it's not easy to get a double stack.
I'm not even watching the draft. I don't even know who's on the team.
There's players on the team, and they're good players.
Just pretend to care. That's what I'm doing, Ben.
I'm taking a guy that I'm not going to own.
No, that's actually hard to pull off. The Burrow Higgins chase is hard to pull off, and I like it.
Yeah, dude, that was fun. I'm psyched for us, man.
Who's the other part of your us? Do you have an imaginary friend now?
Yeah, you apparently are imaginary in the friend department.
Leone's tone right now is like he's trying to psych Micah for like going up to the park. Like they're gonna have the swings, man. It's gonna be awesome.
It is. Oh shit, we're on the fucking clock, dude. What are we doing? Claypool?
Dude.
5 seconds for you guys. I don't know. Why does it always show like 0 seconds? On
You missed your pick. Oh, let's just take Visca. Roll the highlight reel, dude.
All right. My favorite part about that is like we're all bickering and mad at each other, and even while the clips play, it's like everyone's not happy, but we're all like nodding our heads, still dancing. Like
my mic was muted, and I was screaming to no one that I needed to talk to Ben about the pick.
Who'd you guys pick? Ben?
Najee Harris and Jalen
No,
Waddle.
you guys. We're on a break.
Let's go, Javonte Williams, and let's finish up quarterback with Zach Wilson. How do you feel about that, Pete?
it sounds great. I feel like it's a collaborative effort, and I love kind of the exchange of ideas happening.
Good, me too.
Ben, I got a guy that you're gonna love here. You're just gonna love this guy, Rashad Bateman. Tell me you don't want Bateman here. Come on, you want Bateman. He would be your pick, right? Right, Ben?
Fucking don't.
8 seconds. We're going to get timed out. We're not going to get timed out. I wasn't going to let that happen.
Oh, my God.
Who is picking so fast?
Chris
All right, Ben,
G.
who do you want here? Should we snipe them on the Mims stack, or should we take Rondell Moore?
You wouldn't take Mims when you had the stack. You don't
Yeah,
even
but
want
this is just to cheer Ben up.
it's not good.
I would take drugs. I'm totally cheered up. I'm not like
You don't.
Yeah, Ben,
project-
you seem like you're in a great mood.
Totally cheered up.
when this is done, I'm gonna go enjoy time with my kids and my family and be in a great mood. I just will be done talking to you guys.
I think you're overstating the impact that
Belair
switch is going to have
with the
on you.
win. Belair for the win. This is like the best comment of the entire season. Serenity now. Not soft cap coming. Soft cap coming was fine. Serenity now is a go comment.
The soft cap is coming.
Ben, I need to pick your brain, okay? You know more about these guys than I do. Okay, so you got to help me out here.
Okay.
All right. Terrace Marshall or Rondell Moore?
He's so condescending as he asks you that, Ben.
There's just so much patronizing.
I mean, we just did a rookie draft where I couldn't even make it through the middle
You
of
want to do
round
Terrace
2.
Marshall, Pete?
Yeah, I love it. This is what a healthy working relationship looks like.
Okay. Hey, fantasy football World Series champions you're talking to, okay? So Rondell Moore, you think? Ben?
It's been a tough
Yeah,
offseason
yeah,
for
yeah,
your
just
relationship.
look-
Terrace Marshall, Leone.
Leone, he's not on the board.
Right, so Rondell's the pick. I mean, there's nobody else.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Yeah, Rondell's the clear pick here.
Does anyone have a Freddie Swaim take for our guy Phil?
Not really.
No.
Still a
Phil?
decent chance Antonio Brown winds up there. I think.
Phil, I'm going to Google.
It probably
maybe
goes
even-
back to Tampa, but
Yeah, I'll do a Twitter search about Freddie Swaim and get back to you, Phil, with some kind of nuggets I dig up.
Okay, I am going to take Mac here, so in case someone tries to play games with us.
I mean, if Swain is this like a real take, if he
Okay.
makes it through all this and he's the Seahawks wide receiver 3, which he could be, he was splitting wide receiver 3 duties with David Moore most of the year last year. He would be a little bit interesting because Moore was more their like middle of the field deep threat type, and then they would use Swain more in the red zone. They'd kind of rotate those roles. Swain had a couple of more touchdowns, if I recall, or maybe Moore had some long TDs. But if Swain started to get all field usage, he did have a couple touchdowns last year. He could be vaguely interesting, but he just wasn't a very good prospect.
I was talking to when I did the Underdog fantasy football show with Norris and Hayden. We were toying because I had an unstacked Russ Wilson. I probably should have taken Swain late, but I ended up not doing so.
They're going to add someone. He's not going to be there like clear number 3. He had 13 catches last year, a couple touchdowns.
Okay, Ben, Seth Williams time, or like what are we doing here?
I hate you. I hope that you make a bad pick.
Can you please, like, seriously, who would you take here?
Who would I take? I'd take Brian Edwards. That's what I said in my first draft. I think Brian Edwards Aguilar's gone. Aguilar's the guy that took his role. He was actually playing big snaps weeks 1 and 2 before he got hurt. And he was actually pretty decent as a rookie. He just didn't get back on the field after he got hurt. But he had a good profile, and Aguilar's gone now, and he could play that role. He could be the best receiver this year.
Thank you. We took out. Dude, we just crushed this. Look, bring up our structure. You want to talk structure? Can we look at this draft?
I literally was about to, and then I realized this was shared, but I was literally like about to message Leone that if you didn't take Brian Edwards there after you finally coaxed Gretch to be back on board, if you just were like, I don't like it, and just picked anyone else, it would have been an all-time moment. Now, would it have been a total douchebag thing to do? Yeah, it would have.
I blew it.
Leone chose friendship.
You chose friendship.
I wouldn't. You guys think I would have cared? I didn't even see who he picked. I'm not even looking at the effing screen. I'm sitting back here.
So, Ben, when I win the grand prize, do you want half or not?
No. I don't want you to.
Wow. Okay.
Right. On the record.
I'm rooting for this to become an epic clip. I am rooting for Leone to win that.
We actually have a fun team, Ben.
It's a really fun team. Leone, talk us through this game real quick.
In hindsight, sure, if you win the title.
Your pride got the best of you, Ben.
It's a good team.
I mean, it was
I
kind
like
of
the
fun
Burrow
to
Higgins Chase thing too.
Running back, but still get a premium potential double stack. Like if Chase goes 5, this is just like a super fun team.
I love the double stack idea. I mean, that could.
The double stack is. I've been trying to pull this off. The Burrow Higgins Chase. It's hard to pull off, but it's sweet.
And we pulled it off while still getting. We still got Taylor, Dobbins, Najee. It's not like we're dead at running back. It's not as good as some other hyper fragiles, but.
I think 7 wide receivers is something to prioritize.
Yeah.
Sam, I'm glad you mentioned that because we've all been thinking it. And I'm glad you did apologize and kind of acknowledge.
Sam, it's not your fault. These guys just can't, understand other people's perspectives sometimes. I was trying to be a nice guy. Could have been you, could have been anyone. But they felt really hurt
this is really
personally. Good. So
that's a great rant.
That's a them issue.
It's not about winning tournaments. It's about the friendships we destroy along the way.
The friendship.
Look at this comment, Ben. Gretch Leone greater than PB and J.
Until he hedges his bets and says Pete and Pat.
I'll give you one last chance, Ben. Do you want half of this team?
I already said yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're gonna friggin' win it, yeah.
Okay, that's the attitude I like to hear.
Sam, maybe you should apologize. Did you ever think about that?
Be the bigger man, Sam.
Be the bigger man, Sam, and just realize the bomb you detonated on the chemistry of this show tonight.
Like truly, like we were gonna do a 4-person draft.
Solid. The word
just turned into us yelling at Ben for the next hour.
Look, if Sam didn't get in that draft, everything would have went through.
Yes, that is turning out Sam.
The word sullen comes to mind when I think of Ben's demeanor the past hour.
Guys, I think we can all agree that we'd be in great spirits if it weren't for Sam trying to tear us apart tonight.
Sam, dude, you got between us.
The
Sam Hoppin.
Thanks for falling on the grenade, Sam. Much appreciated. He literally volunteered.
I think you fell on the grenade, and Sam was the grenade.
Sam's never gonna say, I think a small portion of any animosity was anyone's fault the rest of his life.
All right. I need to get off this stream and send Harry and David's peach basket to Ben's house to kind of try to smooth things over after tonight. Leone, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Glad I could help the dynamic. Really felt like I contributed to the positive vibe of the show.
I will say, I don't think it's a coincidence that Ben's least favorite ship chasing episode was the show you joined us for.
I don't even think I argued with Ben that much.
No, it's hard. I think I'm gonna have to go back and watch and kind of figure out what happened. I will never go back and watch.
It's an hour and 45 minutes into the show and we're still streaming. We got a draft show next week. I literally want to go spend time with my kids. It's 8:03 now before they go to bed at like 8:30.
Okay. All right, guys.
Blair here saying aliens do not exist. What do you guys think?
What do you think about?
I think there's an alien that's like holding Ben hostage. Like if you want to spend time with your family, make your decisions. You're a grown man.
Oh my god, dude. All right.
Subscribe to Ship Chasing.
Dude, let's
follow your favorite people. Ben Hardy is out. We'll see you guys next week.